Let me apologize in advance for the audio quality here. It's probably going to not be that great because I'm using the microphone on my laptop rather than my actual microphone. We're in the middle of moving our home, so everything's sort of topsy-turvy. So let's press on regardless and do the best we can. I enjoy watching YouTube myself, mostly in the evenings on our TV via Roku or on my iPad. Now, bear in mind that this is coming from an old guy who cringes at the default stuff YouTube throws at you if you just open up the app. A bunch of 20-somethings with exaggerated expressions and bug eyes mugging at you, and referring to people and things I barely know anything about. No, the stuff I consume is not that. I tend to watch things in one or two broad categories: tech stuff or funny or relaxing stuff. These categories can sometimes overlap, and that's a good thing. In the tech department, I tend to watch news digests and hardware or software related videos. Among my go-to channels are the Linux Experiment and Paul's Hardware for news, and Explaining Computers for hardware stuff. Paul's Hardware also does hardware testing and reviews as well as news. I also sometimes watch Gamers Nexus, but it's a little too specialized for me at times. I kind of like the big picture stuff more. For Apple-related content, I tend towards Proper Honest Tech and also Look Miani. I am not an Apple fanboy, but I do have an older iPhone and an iPad at home, so it's nice to keep up with that side of things. Tech shows that sort of cross over into relaxation would be, at least for me, Adamant IT and Kerry Holtzman. Both feature slower-paced videos diagnosing, fixing, and building computers. Kerry Holtzman comes across as a bit pedantic at times, but both are entertaining. The computer shop owner and host of Adamant IT reminds me of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, so that's a plus. Looking through my list of channels, I'm a little surprised to realize that many of them feature British YouTubers. Now, I was born and raised in Scotland, but I'm an American citizen and consider myself pretty Americanized in most things, so that was unexpected. By the way, I've listed all these channels below in basically the same order I'm mentioning them here, so feel free to go down to the video description and check out a lot of these links. You might find something you like. Anyway, moving on to the second group of stuff that I watch, we'll start off with Red Letter Media, which is just outright entertaining to me. It's skits, movie reviews, and a celebration of terrible movies. Basically, 4 or 5 friends sitting around watching terrible movies and talking about them. Also funny to me, but also marginally educational, is ViceGrip Garage, where host Derek will typically try to resurrect old vehicles that have been immobile for years and drive them home to the ViceGrip Garage. Derek has a way of speaking that you just have to experience. By the way, as I'm mentioning these shows, of course there are other shows like these. These are just the ones I've sort of fallen into the habit of watching. A bit more on the educational side are a couple of channels that show that 1, I have a short attention span, and 2, I may be a more visual learner. One is Joe Scott, who deals in a variety of often science-related topics in a relaxed and sometimes humorous way. He's pretty good, he does good research and he comes up with sort of quirky explanations for things. Covering an even broader range of big brain topics is After School, spelt SKOOL, where big ideas or concepts are illustrated and discussed. This can be widely varying in, content and approach. So it's really pretty interesting. There's always something fresh on there. Lastly, and I mentioned this on YouTube before, Country Life Vlog is one of several channels my wife and I watch from time to time from the country of Azerbaijan, of all places. I'm not sure why there are so many similar channels from that one small country, but there you are. It's basically a slice of rural life revolving around cooking for the family. There's usually little or no dialogue, English or otherwise, and while well presented, they are ostensibly dull and slow, but we find ourselves mesmerized by them anyway. Weird, but true. So that's just a quick video with my go-to channels that I like to enjoy on YouTube. Hope it was at least mildly interesting to you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.